All right, so we'll do a quick run through of the test bench and the testing process that I think we're going to go with. And then later today, probably, we'll get a random amp on here just to run through it. And then I can post all the data. Everyone can see what we're going to be working with. We'll start with power, though. It's going to be 480 amp hours of Yinlong LTO, 10 banks of supercaps, and 350 amps of DC charging capability. Back there, though you can't see them, is all the resistors that allow me to wire down to 0.5 ohm resistive. And then here, forced cooling for the resistors to help them keep them cool. That's the power side of things. We can run anywhere from mid 14s without any problem up into 15.6. And obviously we can run lower, just turn power supplies off. Now let's get to the data capture and measurement side of things. Here we have this laptop running Tune, controlling Max. Max is going to be the main measurement device for REW. REW is going to be used for most of the automated testing for distortion, linearity, things like that. The things that I particularly care about, and I think more people should care about. Obviously, we'll be using the AMM1 that's being recorded to track power via it. Power in, DC amperage, DC voltage, also being recorded. And so here's going to be the testing process. Hook the amp up, get it all wired in. With max set to 2 volts output, we'll use the DD1 Plus to set the gain. We will recalibrate REW to the amplifier's new output, verify everything here, and here. Then using REW, we'll use the measure tab to run through linearity, distortion, things like that super quick. We use the stepped sine wave feature of REW to use an automation to run through and increase power bit by bit until we reach 1% THD. Then we'll know what that voltage is. Once we know what the maximum 1% THD number is at whatever the AC voltage is, we will do a tone off the generator or tune and measure it with the AMM1. Then since this is calibrated, we can do a sweep just like the dyno would to run all the way up from no output all the way to right at 1% THD. Once we have that done, we'll do an uncertified run, turning it up a little bit more until this shows clipping, which is equivalent to the dyno's uncertified mode. Now we'll do that at whatever ohm load people want. Doesn't matter to me. Most amps aren't going to survive 0.5 ohm, especially if we're doing the back-to-back runs with REW. It's just what it is. But the main test that I want to do is called the power bandwidth test. What is that? Well, so most amplifiers are tested on the dyno, and that's how they get their official, quote-unquote, official rating or whatever, right? But that's only for a 0.5 second that it's actually making all that power. What the power bandwidth test does, test it for a lot longer. You decide what time, call it 60 seconds. You decide the ohm load, call it 1 ohm. You decide the frequency range, 20 to 80 hertz. So for that 60 seconds, there's a sweep playing from 20 to 80 to 80 to 20, however you want to do it. Those are our set of standards, and we will be following the standards. But here's the thing. Most amps, no amp is going to survive 0.5 ohm power bandwidth test. Just kind of how it is. The majority of amplifiers aren't even going to survive the 1 ohm power bandwidth test. And that's not abnormal. That is normal, unfortunately. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Oh, one key part of the power bandwidth test is not just full rip tater chip. It is being actively measured every 10 frequencies to make sure that the power is staying below 1% THD. So, yeah. My boy said he's ready to go inside. You're going to show, boy. Are you going to show, boy? But yeah, I'll go live or something. Or I'll post a video hooking up probably a Warhorse or something. Do a dry run with it, and we'll go from there. But that's how I measure amplifiers, not with a pen, paper, and that stuff. It's fine. And that's not how I do it. I don't put feelings into it. It's just data, hard data that you can not like, but fortunately, it is what it is.